kind of a baseball player would Devin Jackson be?
Oh man, he'd be a great pinch runner. He'd probably do what I do in the outfield too, lay out for every ball. But yeah, he'd be pretty good.
Do you hear that from football teammates? Like, oh, I could do that, or any, or I think I'm sure some guys can't believe the way you balance it. But are there some guys that think they can pull it off?
Yeah, no, there's numerous guys that'll be like, hey, you got to take me to the cages, man. I got to show you what I got. Over half of them, are full of it. But there has been a couple that are, played in high school and they're not bad. So it's fun to hear all those in the locker room.
Who are they?
There was a guy on the team last year, or I guess 2 years ago, Jabril McNeil. I don't know if that name rings a bell, but he was telling me, yeah, I played in high school. It's pretty good. And I was like, nah, man, I don't know if I believe it. Took him to the cages, and he could actually swing it. He's no longer with us. But remember I was talking to Popo a little bit last year, and he's like, yeah, man, if Waz needs a first baseman and Birch, it's like Waz needs a first baseman or a pitcher, I'm all in. But I remember Patrick Herbert actually had a nasty knuckleball in high school, so, he might be able to come out and throw some innings for us.
If you had to build an outfield out of your football teammates, who would you pick to play your corners?
Yeah, I'd be in center. I'd stick Devin Jackson probably in right field next to me. Left field, the ball slices a lot, so that's more of a cerebral position. Good first steps. I'd probably put Connor Soley out there too in left field. Yeah, he can cover some ground, and his first steps are good, so I'd put him in left.
What kind of emotions are you experiencing this week? Looking ahead to this weekend and everything that's on the line, but the weather's supposed to be nice. Could be some good crowds too. Just what kind of sense of anticipation do you have?
Yeah, I'm just excited for the weekend. Obviously it's the last home weekend in the regular season, and it's bringing back a lot of memories throughout the years. But business is business. Like to go on and get a sweep and just finish off strong with the guys. Looking ahead. So I'm excited.
Are there any extra emotions that this is the Pac-12, the final one for Oregon here against Washington State, or is it just business as usual?
Yeah, all you can bet on in life has changed. So I've kind of accepted the fact that after these games, we may not have another game at home. Hopefully we went out and, get to host another one. But, I've accepted it, and, it is what it is. But excited, looking forward.
You were part of the team last year, obviously, the 10-game winning streak down there at the stretch of it all. How important is momentum here in this final series to try to get you guys into the Pac-12 tournament and, try to continue it there? Yeah,
it's very important. That's what I've tried to preach to the guys and obviously our coaches is momentum's everything in baseball. Whether it's every pitch, every inning, and then every game leading up to the tournament, it's very important. So if we can carry that into this weekend and then into the next weekend, it's going to be good results for the Ducks.
Out of curiosity, if you had to pick baseball teammates to go play football with you, who would you pick? Where'd you put them?
Yeah, that's a good one. Bennett Thompson, very sneaky arm. That dude can sling the rock. We'll be in the Mo. He can throw it 50, 60 yards. So I could see him being a quarterback. On the defensive side of the ball, I'd take Chase Magers, maybe at safety. I mean, he's not the fastest guy, but I'm sure he could hit someone. Mason Neville, I'd put him at corner probably, just because of how much he talked to everyone. It's that's just what corners do, and he's fast and athletic, so I'd put him over there at corner. And then who else? Who I'd put on the D line? I mean, Jacob Walsh would be a good DN for us. He'd fill the gaps and be a good edge for the defense. So that's my pick.
You brought up Mason there, but
yeah,
he's been doing a lot better recently. Just what have you seen from him in the outfield and then also at the plate?
Yeah, man, he's that dude hits bombs and he runs fast. He's an exciting player to watch because sometimes he makes incredible plays look difficult, and then makes incredible plays, look easy. He's finds a way to get the job done in tough situations. So he's been a fun addition to the team, and adds an energy to the bus into the dugout that not a lot of people can. So he's a funny guy. I enjoy his presence.
I think we talked to you after the Oregon State game where you had 2 homers. You said that you were seeing the ball well, had some mechanical adjustments. Just now that it's been another week here, 2 weeks, just how has that been going? How have the adjustments been being made, and how do you feel at the plate?
Yeah, I feel good. It's mostly just mental adjustments, getting into the later part of the season, making sure I'm staying present when I'm in the box, and going from Oregon State to then the UW series. I obviously didn't have as good of a series as I did against the one game against Oregon State, but I still feel good. Ball's coming in good, and looking forward to this weekend.
I feel like the offense is kind of clicking right now. You guys against Utah, you put up runs. It was the rain. It was kind of clunky. At least that's how Waz described it. But
yeah,
this last weekend, a lot of home runs, a lot of runs. I feel like the offense is kind of clicking.
Yeah, it was cool to see because you had Carter, Garrotti. Obviously, Drew Smith had a good weekend, and guys that I can't say didn't always put up numbers because they have, but it was just a bunch of guys that, you know, haven't stereotypically put up the numbers in the past that were just carrying our offense, which was really cool to see. And yeah, anytime you can hit homers and get guys on base and score runs versus just manufacturing them and trying to score them like we did in the past against Utah in the wet, it was fun to see, and hopefully that'll carry into this weekend.
Have the emotions kind of hit you about potentially playing a PK for the last time this weekend, or
Yeah.
does it just go day by day?
Yeah, it's they've hit me. I've processed them. Especially, it was weird at UW. I was thinking about it on the bus ride home. We had a little bus ride home to Eugene, so I was thinking about it. But you know, they're through their process. I'm sure on Saturday at the senior ceremony, and then after the game, it'll hit me again. But you know, I'm just looking forward to getting a sweep with the guys this weekend.